What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. This time we're taking a look at Hall Pass, directed by the Farrelly brothers, starring Owen Wilson and Jason Sudeikis. Hall Pass tells the story of these two friends named Fred and Rick, who are given 1 week hall passes from their wives because their marriage life has grown stale and they need a little bit of adventure in their lives. Okay, that's the overall story of Hall Pass. Let's speed right through this review and get it over with. Overall, I thought Hall Pass is a okay comedy movie that is really held together by the chemistry of Owen Wilson and Jason Sudeikis. Other than that, there's nothing really to Hall Pass, to be honest with you. The Farley brothers have made better comedy movies than this movie. They made Dumb and Dumber and There's Something About Mary. Those are two comedies. When compared to Hall Pass, this movie, it's kind of like a middle of the road comedy that a first time comedic director would make just to get his foot in the door. But this movie was made by two veteran comedic directors, and this movie just feels just there. There's nothing all that interesting about Hall Pass. It has a couple of funny moments here and there. Like I said, the chemistry between Owen Wilson and Jason Sudeikis is what really holds this movie together. I think they are a decent comedic duo. They got good comedic chemistry with one another. Uh, I think the overall premise of Hall Pass is very interesting and could lead to a lot of comedic potential. I just don't think the movie really scratched the surface with that. Not only that, I think there are certain gags in this movie that I'm just not a fan of, that I don't find funny at all. It's gross out humor for the sake of gross out humor, and I just didn't care for it. But this movie, like I said, Owen Wilson and Sudeikis, they are good in their roles and they do have good chemistry. I also like the actors who played their other friends. You know, this movie includes Stephen Merchant, J.B. Smooth, and another actor who played another guy called Hoghead. I think the dynamic between the five friends is actually pretty good as well, and it's actually kind of a letdown that there weren't more scenes with the five of them doing the hall pass, because I think that could have led to a much more funnier and more interesting movie, especially with the Stephen Merchant character of Gary. I think he could have gotten a lot of mileage if this was more of a trio than just the two of them. That's just how I felt about it personally. Um, the overall sub stories of Rick and Rick and I can't remember his name, of Rick and Fred going after Pacific women. It's all right. You know, Rick has the hots for this barista. He has to go after her, and Fred kind of Fred kind of pretends to act like Rick in order to bone Paige's aunt, who is the babysitter of Rick's kids. That stuff is whatever. It's forgettable. It doesn't really matter. The whole thing with their two wives, also, you know, also contemplating some liaisons, with Rick's wives taking a pass, but Fred's wife kind of going all the way. That's whatever. It wasn't all that funny, to be honest with you. Though this movie does have Tyler Hoechlin, who has now gone on to bigger things as Superman, so at least that's a plus. Uh, yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say about Hall Pass. I mean, this is not a memorable movie, to be honest with you. It has a couple of okay gags here and there. Honestly, truthfully, I think one of the more funniest scenes in this movie is the mid-credit scene where where the Gary character's wife, you know, is saying maybe you should get a hall pass, and then he kind of daydreams a potential scenario that could happen. I think that's one of the more funnier. I think that's one of the funniest gags in the entire movie, to be honest with you. The other gags are funny. Some of the dialogue can be a little creative, and then some of the dialogue can just be really like head scratchy. Certain gags can be funny, and other gags can just be like, okay, that was just dumb. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh wait, I forgot this. I want to mention this before I forget. There is also a scene that I do think is actually really funny, and that includes this character of Coakley, played by Richard Jenkins, and he pretty much plays a beautiful mind version of a guy who can pinpoint which women are worth sleeping with and which are not worth sleeping with. That whole scene takes place in a nightclub. I actually got a couple of laughs out of that. I thought Richard Jenkins' little role in this movie was actually pretty funny. Yeah, those are my overall thoughts on Hall Pass. 5 out of 10. Ain't got nothing else to say. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment sections down below. Like the video and subscribe, and I'll check you back next time for more.